times, and I'm guilty of this too, I'm a business owner. So, when I come to conferences like this and I get all my goals, I was doing this the first day. I'm in my notebook setting my goals, and I'm just so excited because I can't wait. I'm a high I too, so I have D in me as well, so I'm excited to go after my goals. The problem is, you first have to figure out, well, what's kept you from doing it up till now? Because chances are good that same thing will probably trip you up. I mentioned productivity and procrastination, and a lot of you raised your hands, and we kind of joked about it, but the truth is, procrastination is what usually, holds many of us up, right? So if that's the case for you, figure it out and put a plan in action to work on yourself, to be more productive, to have more systems, to focus in. Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's fear of failure, fear of rejection, or it could be fear of success. Well, what if I really do hit these numbers? What's expected of me then? How do things change? But what I've seen more than anything, and this definitely has applied to me throughout my life, is what holds business owners back more than anything else. I think someone talked about it the first day. I call it the number one dream killer, because it literally will, no matter how big your goal, how big your desire, if you have this, you can't move to the next step. You're stuck. And that's a lack of belief. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if this is, those are some big goals. I don't think it can be done, right? Even if it's so subconscious, I know for myself it is. You start setting goals based on what you think is possible, maybe a little bit more than the year before. But when you really want to go to the next level, when you really want to be the authority in what you do, then you have to think bigger. But if lack of belief is holding you back, it's going to affect everything. And it really does. It's not just going to affect your business. It affects relationships. It affects finances. Because once you get that chatter in your head of, I'm not so sure I can do this, or who do I think I am, or that's not been done before, that's usually what holds us back. But the good news is you can overcome a lack mindset. And I don't have time to go in depth on how to do it today, but being real with yourself. Well, what is really holding me back? If I can't move forward on this authority journey, what is it? And overcome it. And it can be overcome, by doing the different things that have been talked about at this conference already. But belief is so key. I was desperately wanting to follow my passion and my dreams and do more with my life, but I didn't know how. And in a moment, it just shifted for me. You see, I wanted to write a book. I always wanted to write a book. I don't know why. I didn't know. I couldn't write. I barely passed English class, so who am I to say I want to write a book? But I just did. And so what I decided to do, if I can't motivate, inspire, encourage anyone else, I'm going to write a book for my kids. I want them to know my story. And that's exactly what I did. In 2009, I decided to just do it. I literally, it's one of those moments where you kind of jump off the cliff and you just pray that your wings grow on the way down. Because I had no idea what I was doing, but I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to write a book. And it's going to be great. And my kids are going to love it. And Zig Ziglar, I was very honored, wrote the foreword. And guess what? I got this book done. I, got it out so quickly. I published it, and I didn't tell a soul. I know, kind of embarrassing to go through all this effort, right? But I wasn't really ready to really step into my greatness yet. I just wanted to dip my toe in it a little bit, So, but anyway, I had somebody challenge me after I wrote this book. And they said, because they knew my heart, they knew I wanted to make a difference in people's lives, and they said, Michelle, you talk a lot about making a difference, but you can't make a difference if you don't share your story. And she was right. And I thought, you know what? Nobody's going to know about it. Nobody's going to care. I'll just put it out there a little bit. Well, famous last words, because I did launch my book, and I did put it on social media, and little by little, people started to buy it. And before I knew it, people were calling me to do all kinds of crazy things, like speak and coach and do all this. And this was about, this was several years ago now. But since then, I've developed a full-time business of getting to do this. I literally get to do this, not because I'm any different or special. I just put myself out there. Being an author is what changed me, because here's why. I was literally, everything I put into this book, sharing with girlfriends, sharing with friends, whatever, anybody that I met. So I was the exact same person the day before I wrote my book, and I was the exact same person the day after. But all of a sudden, all these opportunities started opening up for me. It was so shocking because I didn't have a plan. I didn't have, don't tell AC and Howard, I didn't have a system. I'm a high I, okay? time does not stop for our dreams, does it? We're still going to be busy when we leave here. We have all these goals. But you do have to find the time. You have to schedule the time. You have to get it in your calendar. And you need to make the time. And that is one of the things. But also thinking about, when am I most creative? When do you have the most mental energy? For me, it's first thing in the morning, after I've had about a cup of coffee or two. But then like that, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., that's my focus time. And that's when I get a lot done. So create that environment. Schedule the time to do it. I assure you, my first book I had done in 3 weeks. Not fully published, but the whole writing part of it done. Not saying and we publish books in a month. So it can happen, and others take 10 years. So who knows? But you can do this quick if you really just get the right environment. And then, that clarity I talked about is thinking about, and maybe making even notes today. Okay, so if I were to do this, what would my topic be? Who is it geared toward? Is it geared toward my customer? And I want to give something that will make it easier for the customer to say, like, oh, this is why we want to softwash and use these tools or these services. Is it to your referral sources? So who is it for, right? Who's the audience and what's the message? That's really the key, because writing a book, once you have this down, it's super easy, because everything you would put into a book, even if it's a full book, like a multi-chapter book, it's all in your head. There's no research. You know this stuff. So it's just a matter of figuring out that topic, the message, and the audience.